tankers, we're going to be reviewing the Tier 28 prototype American Tier 8 turreted tank destroyer. This line is characterised by relatively mobile tanks that can get you to the battlefront. Tanks such as the Hellcat and the T-49. Oh, for goodness sake, Wargaming, what is this thing? At Tier 8, this tech tree is broken. The 28 prototype breaks all the rules of the preceding tiers. It's big, it's slow, and it's pretty ugly. It just doesn't fit. So here's Dr. Ferd's recommendation for what Wargaming should do with this tank in Blitz. Give it the same treatment that the Ferdinand got with the introduction of the J Panther 2. Drop it between the lines, add bridges from the 25 AT through to the T30, and come up with a new tank destroyer to fit in the gap between the line. The T28 concept, buffed to a Tier 8 level for example, or even an upgraded T25 too. As long as it has a turret and can get from A to B as fast as a Jackson for example. As it stands right now, it's just ridiculous to have the T28 prototype in this line. The grind on this tank destroyer is just painful and it's really not worth reviewing. I thought long and hard and laterally about how to review this tank destroyer, and I believe there's only one way to really do it justice. And that is through dramatic reading of paraphrased classic literature. The Very Hungry Prototype. In the light of the moon, a little prototype lay on a leaf. One Sunday morning, the warm sun came up and pop! Out of the garage came a tiny and very hungry prototype. He started to look for some food. On Monday, he ate through one T-34-85, but he was still hungry. On Tuesday, he ate through two Tiger IIs, but he was still hungry. On Wednesday, he ate through three trucks, but he was still hungry. On Thursday, he ate 4 times through a very lazy E75 driver, but he was still hungry. On Friday, he ate through 5 medium tanks. But he was still hungry. On Saturday, he ate through a Tiger P, an IS-3, a KV-4, an IS-8, a Jagdtiger 88, a VK4502A, a Jagdtiger, a large tent, nibbled a mouse, and ate a T110E3. That night, he had a stomachache. The next day was Sunday again. The prototype ate through one YOLOing, lagged out Jagdpanzer E100. And after that, he felt much better. Now he wasn't hungry anymore, and he wasn't a little prototype anymore. He was a big, clinically obese prototype. He built a small house around himself, stayed inside and ground XP for 2 weeks. Then he nibbled a hole in one end, pushed his way out, and he was a beautiful T-30. The end. Well, not quite. Here's a battle that displays both the strengths and weaknesses of this tank destroyer. It's a Tier 8 battle and we're top tier. As usual, you're the last one to the battle, even with fast forwarding. My rollout objectives were to get near the cap circle to get shots on any targets there, and initially wanted to help with this AT-8 when the Panther M10 came into view. Then elected to keep rolling towards cap looking for targets of opportunity. Get a shot at the Tiger II, but we know what happens to him from the hungry little prototype video. And now we're getting close to the area we want to be with shots on cap and access points. We find ourselves between the Tiger II and the M10, but they're not coordinating their movements. And it's this point of the game where we start to realise that managing the cap count is going to be an important part of the game. So I've switched to APCR. The Tiger P and the 88 have set up there, but aren't being particularly imaginative. And here comes the Tiger II. And the M10 goes down. And we're only down one tank at this point. quite have the gun depression to reset the cap on that shot. But 9 times out of 10 this shot on the BK will have ended his game. But we get him the next time just before the Comet goes down, and it's 1v2, but both of those are sitting on cap. So the objectives are to get one of those guns out of the game, but at the same time get a shot into each of them to reset the cap. But maybe that wasn't such a good idea, and I'm down to just over 100 health. So the new plan becomes win with stubbornness. I'm going to use that scintillating top speed to sit right here and wait for them to make a mistake. And the Tiger P is the first volunteer. I need about 2 shots into him. There's the benefit of that strong turret armor. Now I'm left wondering what there's Jagdtiger 88. Oh, who's this? We're going to play hippopotamus hide and seek here for a little while. But what the 88 probably doesn't know is that I have one, and I'm very familiar with gun depression and the lack of turret in that tank. Unfortunately, I'm probably a one-shot for him, and I probably need to get 3 into him. That being said, I'm not particularly confident at this point, and I'm quite prepared for him to make all the moves. All I'm trying to do is make sure I can keep him proximity spotted, because I know there's no way he can come straight up that hill there. When he does, he's going to have to go around that conveniently located Tiger P carcass. Well, I have this rock here, so I'm starting to feel that I should be able to get a couple shots of opportunity at him. And that makes it much more manageable, and now there's 2 things in my favour. One is this huge rock, and the other is that thing on top of my tank destroyer that he lacks, which is a turret. And I'm pretty stubborn, so I'm going to stay right here. Plan A, if he comes around that corner, is to track him, and there is no plan B. And he's going to give me his front drive wheel and a convenient angle to make my escape at top speed. Like, hurry up. Mashing the fire button about now. And an attaboy from the Comet, who actually had a pretty good game too. And that's the T28 prototype in a nutshell. Incredibly frustratingly slow, but when fully upgraded has a great gun and can make a difference, although it's very difficult to carry a game in this tank destroyer.